Hello again, you extraordinary people. Welcome back, everybody, to the Hemingway Land YouTube channel. So, before we get started this week, I have received 2 emails asking this question, and I've received 1 phone call asking this question recently. So I'm going to take a moment to address it here in the video. The question is, hey, Hemingway, how come you haven't done a property-specific video in the last 2, what will now be 3 weeks? And the answer is thus. So, as I have been telling you guys for the past now 8 months, we got a new website getting a major facelift coming up this fall. New website supposed to debut in October. I think it's realistically at this point going to be more like November. Who knows? Point being, there's going to be a new website, and I am reluctant to make a video for a property now that I know will still be in inventory, likely still in inventory 60 days out, that shows or references the old website. And for those of you wondering why, here's the thing. So, I know that you guys have not been answering the phones here at the North American offices of Hemingway Land for the past 5.5 years, but I have. And I can tell you from 5.5 years of experience answering every phone call that comes into this office, there are many people who are very easily confused by things. Let me give you an example, and this one's fresh on my mind because it happened last week. So we list a property. Typically, this happens with the Taos County properties. We list a property like this one. It sells shortly after we list it, and then for the rest of the day, because we've got an email blast going out, we want people to be able to click the link in the email blast and get to the website. Otherwise, they call us and tell us the email doesn't work. Okay, so they get to the website, and we take the usual turquoise Buy Now button, and we color it red, and we mark it sold. And then we put a little note down here that says the property's sold. Okay, and the amount of phone calls that come in prior to 9 a.m. on a Friday morning from people saying, the message usually goes like this. It goes, I'm trying to buy this property, but your website's broken. Call me back. I'll give you my credit card. No, it's not broke. No, it's not broken. You're clicking a red button that says sold. And that's not like 1 call. That's not like 2 calls. That's like 10 or 12 voicemail messages on a Friday morning. Every Friday that this happens. So the point is that in the interest of not inviting more easily confused people to call me, I am reluctant to have a video on the new website that shows the old website. I feel like it's just going to lead to a lot of consternation and strife. Ergo, we've pumped the brakes, we've hit the pause button a little bit on these videos, and that's one of the major reasons. The other one is because with the new website going live, I am busier than usual. And reason number 3, I will confess, is that we are toying with a new video format, new presentation format for these property videos. So, blah, blah, blah. But mostly, just because I don't want to answer phone calls about, blah, 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 the website says this, but the video does that. I don't want to do that. Anyway, so, there you go. That's the reason, guys. With all that said, special thanks, guys, to all our valued customers. So, in the past week, sold a bunch of properties starting off, guys. Let's start off up in the northern part of the state, Taos County. Returning customers, the Hemingway Land All-Stars, they're back. Adam scooped up 3 of those properties. Boom, 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 right after midnight. And then returning customer Logan, guy with a cool name, Logan, bought the other one later that morning, so special thanks to Adam and Logan. Next up, in Valencia County, the 2 properties we listed in Valencia County also sold out that day, so we got a bunch of phone calls about those as well, about buttons marked sold that were apparently not clear to people. Anyway, returning customer Juan, returning customer Aaron, purchased those properties, so special thanks to them as well. And in Luna County, sold some property to Thomas. In Torrance County, sold some property to June and Stephen. And out in Cibola County, Joanne placed a deposit on one of those large Fence Lake Ranch properties that we have now sold twice, and the deal got botched in escrow both times. So we've gone to a different title company this time. So we'll see how that one works out, guys. Fingers, toes, eyeballs crossed. Whatever the case, special thanks to Joanne, special thanks to all our buyers from the past week, blah, blah, blah. Going live on the website this week, as you can see from the state flag we have queued up, we are back in the state of Colorado, guys. More specifically, in the county of Ba-Boom, Alamosa County. So, This property is an interesting one, guys. It doesn't have a lot of the features that we typically look for in parcels, namely things like power at the lot line, underground utilities, so on and so forth. That said, it is a considerable chunk of land in a really good spot. So, just bring this one up on the map. It's located up here in the Sangre de Cristo Estate subdivision, which occupies roughly this area right here. And as you can see, the property is just 10 minutes up the road from the town of Alamosa. Now, Alamosa's got a population of about 10,000, and of course with that comes easy access to big box stores, groceries, supplies, government services, so on and so forth. More to the point, however, is that the property also sits in very close proximity to a lot of great attractions out here, most notably the Great Sand Dunes National Park, Zapata Falls, and the entrance to the Rio Grande National Forest, to name just a few. And I think, given its location and all these great attractions so close by, having the ability to build a home site on this land or even just use it recreationally for a few months of the year probably trumps the lack of utilities directly on the parcel. That said, as we go to the map, I just want to show you guys. So this is the property up here. It sits about a mile north of this county-maintained road down here. In between the county-maintained road and the subject property, you'll notice you've got a number of developed home sites. And as an example, if we zoom in on the map here, you'll see that the houses down here along Stanley, along this road right here, have power going to them. Furthermore, if you eyeball the map and look at the other home sites, you'll notice that each one has had power extended out to it. Now, I've seen this in these rural subs where the power company doesn't outfit an entire street, but rather just runs poles and cables out to the homes that request it. That suggests to me that it might actually be easier out here than one would imagine. Whether it is or it isn't, however, the nearest power is still about a mile away from the lot. Now, all of that, however, I think becomes kind of beside the point when we go to the property photos and you see exactly how pretty this region is. So, of course, this parcel is a little removed from the rest of the sub, so there is a bit of visual redundancy as we go through these images. That said, there is a lot of privacy out here. Not a lot of features, not a lot of neighbors, but a lot of privacy. So you do have an excellent sense of exactly how pretty, how picturesque this region of Colorado is, and all the sort of surrounding mountain views that you've got out here, and that you'll be able to wake up to on a daily basis. Additionally, you can see that the land is nice and flat, so easy to park on, easy to build on. Now, speaking of easy to build on, when you see a rural sub like this with a concentration of home sites like you see here, it usually suggests an easily accessible water table. When I went on the state's Division of Water Resources website, I found that the 5 nearest wells, all at these neighboring sites, were drilled between 40 and 60 feet, with the nearest property, the home you see here, being drilled only to 40 feet. So this one may actually be easier or cheaper to develop than other lots that you find in this region. Anyway, with all that said, guys, I realize this is a property that requires some upfront expense to develop, so we've done something we don't normally do, which is offer financing on the lots, and more specifically, financing with a very low buy-in, namely $1,500 down with monthly payments of $250 for 48 months. And of course, if you come up here to the top of the page, you can review the land contract, which will govern this deal, which allows for 180 days, same as cash. And of course, all this is done to help the buyer who does want to own the land and build on it at the same time, but maybe doesn't have all the money at once. So of course, he or she will be able to pay for both slowly over the next few years. With all that said, that's it for this week, guys, but we will be back next week with a bunch of new lots in Nevada, some in the north, some in the south, some in between, so tune in next week to learn all about those. And with all that said, thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you in the next video.